What's up guys, Francesco here, welcome back to the channel. We're in the gym here today, okay, so I'm gonna take you through a mobility and neuromuscular activation routine. Basically, it's a routine you can do before your games or before your training. The idea here is to decrease the stiffness in the joints, okay, going through some mobility and some dynamic movements. From there, we're gonna turn on a neuromuscular system by performing some activation exercises to get the muscles going. All right, so we're gonna get right on into it. If you guys could, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. We'd really appreciate it, okay? Yeah, if you got any questions, put them in the comments below as well, okay? Hope you enjoy the session. All right, guys, I just wanna come on here and make a couple additional points. So we're gonna go through some mobility here, and mobility is the act of putting our body through a dynamic range of motion, right? So when you stretch, you can stretch your muscles and joints up to a certain point, and rather than sitting in these stretches statically, before intense competition, you really wanna be putting these joints through a dynamic movement, right? So in and out of that stretch position. Right, and you want to closely mimic the movements you're about to perform on the soccer field or any other sports that you perform, which is exactly what we're kind of doing here, right? A lot of these movements mimic exactly what we're about to do on the pitch. And these movements help decrease stiffness through the joints, the tendons, ligaments, and muscles, as well as increase blood flow and heart rate. Now, I see a lot of players neglect warm-ups, whether that's before training or before games. I think there needs to be a little bit more guidance, especially from coaches and other fitness professionals when it comes to our warm-ups, because I think a lot of injuries could be at least a little bit more avoided if we were to encourage and emphasize warm-ups a little bit more, right? So after this, we're then going to work through some neuromuscular activation exercises, which you'll see in a second. And essentially, neuromuscular is just a big fancy word for your brain to body connection, right? So with these neuromuscular exercises, you want to turn on or fire, quote unquote, as many muscle fibers and muscle groups in your body as you can. So that come match time, you can A, produce maximal force, but also B, you want to turn on as many muscle groups as you can so that no muscle group or set of muscle fibers are overstimulated compared to another group, right? So you don't want a certain group of muscles being overworked during the match, because this is what leads to overuse injuries a lot of the time, and you really want to make sure that as many muscle fibers and muscle groups as I stated are going through that range of motion, as well as being activated prior to the game or the intense competition you're about to take part in. These exercises are a little bit different than the ones you might perform in a typical warm-up, right? So they're demanding muscles to be actively exercise rather than just putting yourself through that dynamic warm-up that you might do with your team before a game or a training session, right? So these exercises isolate a little bit more specific muscle groups that you're going to want to fire and turn on prior to intense competition. Okay, so if you guys have any comments or questions, put them in the comment section below. I look forward to hearing from them. Okay, and yeah, thanks for sticking around, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. All right, guys, there's the pre-game, pre-training, activation, and mobility routine. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys find it useful. Give it a try. Let me know how it goes. If you could smash that subscribe button and that like button, we'd really appreciate it. Okay, yeah, I can't wait to see you on the next video.